I'm Defiant on digital assets with your UK and European update. Just taking a quick look at all the bourses here on the digital asset space. And as you can see, it's a sea of green at the moment with the big names Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, Stellar, and the rest showing great gains for the week. It is now clear that the big boys are putting their money and their time into this space. The digital assets ecosystem is coming alive from the hedge funds and the institutions. As they can see, we're at the early stages of a mass adoption phase, which will see the retail investor, once they have a handle of what's going on, pile into this space. But don't just take my word for it. Let's listen to billionaire investor, CEO and chairman of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, as he gives a lowdown of exactly where he's at.
And it is a different definition of cost of capital that you have than, say, like a traditional accountant would have, right?
I don't think so. I think that a lot of people think about inflation. I think CPI. The cost of capital has always been in a conventional environment, risk-free, 6, 7, 8%. If you talk to any institutional investor in the past decade and you said, my idea is I'm going to invest your money at 1% or 2% or 3% interest, they would ask for it back.
This sentiment is echoed by BlackRock, $8.7 trillion of assets under management, who are, quote, beginning to dabble in this space. Mike Saylor continues to drop the hammer.
Look, if you look at the compound annual growth rate of the S&P over a decade, it's 11.4% for the past decade. If you look at NASDAQ, it's faster, it's 17%. Big tech is better than the S&P. If you look at the compound annual growth rate of Bitcoin for the decade, it's 198%.
And with the likes of PayPal, Visa, and Square, it is clear this digital ecosystem is set for tremendous growth.
Okay, so why Bitcoin? I have to move my money. Look, you either got two choices: decapitalize the company, or invest the money into something which is going to keep up with the cost of capital or exceed the cost of capital. So let's talk about giving the money back. Well, Joe, the road to serfdom would be for you to surrender all your assets and take a job working exponentially harder for cash, growing exponentially weaker. No family on earth would do that. No investor is going to give all their capital back to the limited partners, right? No endowment's going to work. No university, no company can function by surrendering all their capital and then working harder exponentially for a currency growing weaker.
And what Mike Saylor is alluding to are the things that we've talked about on this channel before, about the debasement of the currency and how it's becoming worthless by the day. Next, we head into the UK as we find more innovation as it relates to digital assets, as UK investors can now integrate their crypto holdings with their bank accounts. Users will be able to use the Money Dashboard app to access their balances and transactions on wallets and exchanges. We've talked a lot about how money will be conducted in the future with cryptocurrencies, with digital wallets, private and public keys. A gigantic step has just been put forward by Money Dashboard. As we dig into this article, it states UK personal financial tool Money Dashboard is allowing its 600,000 users to view their crypto holdings alongside their bank accounts and other financial products with this app. So the exchanges such as Coinbase, Binance and Bitstamp are all fully on board. This has all been made possible by a Dallas-based crypto firm Zappo, whose idea is simply to integrate cryptocurrencies with traditional financial products. The UK regulator, the Financial Conduct Authority, estimates that around 1.9 million adults hold cryptocurrency. So this can only be good news for those of us that hold digital assets. The Money Dashboard is a UK-based, free-to-use online service based around personal finance and connects all your financial interests in one place. We head off to the European Central Bank. our friend Fabio Panetta. And as we have talked about before previously on this channel, about the dangers of negative interest rates, which is going to be brought in by the central bank, based on the fact that they have destroyed money as we know it today. This latest confirmation of the craziness is highlighted where the ECB are concerned, where e-money stablecoins become attractive when interest rates are negative. The belief being that central banks are scared of the fact that the consumer will park their money where it's treated best, and negative interest rates aren't the best for the consumer. And so what is the central bank's answer? Digital euros might have penalties to curb financial chaos. And of course, the chaos that Fabio Panetta speaks of is by having negative interest rates, it will make sure that you spend the money that you have in excess savings. And the financial chaos that Fabio Panetta speaks of is the fact that by having a negative interest rate environment, it will force you to spend. Otherwise, the negative interest rate will eat away at your principal, i.e. your savings in the bank account. So this is one mechanism the central banks are going to use to force the consumer to spend. And central banks now have an opportunity to impose negative interest rates that will hide the irregularities of how banks operate. So when the consumer has no confidence in the banking sector, you will no longer see bank runs. And that's because everything's gone digital. Instead, you will try to access your money online. Into the UK we go once again. Post-Brexit, the UK Treasury report highlights the need to launch a new regime for the regulation and administration of crypto assets. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, is leading a charge to be a leading player in the world of fintech. The Khalifa Review of UK Fintech highlighted the country has the potential to be the global centre for issuances, clearances, settlements, trading and exchange for crypto and digital assets. When you take a look inside the document, it is clear that the Chancellor of the Exchequer has three broad macro themes that he wants to focus on: jobs, trade and inclusion and recovery. However, if you dig a little further into the document, you will find a section that really interests us in this space: promote the digitization of financial services. And as you can see highlighted, develop a central bank digital currency focusing on the wholesale CBDC and a retail CBDC. We've talked a lot about this on this channel, particularly in terms of Andrew Bailey, the Governor of the Bank of England, and the report that's due to come out exactly on this subject: central bank digital currencies and also the digital pound. But more interestingly, for those of us who are invested in this digital financial ecosystem, a key point of focus is this section where it talks about a primary consideration for a retail CBDC is interoperability, i.e. between central bank digital currency and other forms of money. And whilst it was great to hear Michael Saylor earlier on in this video, for me, Bitcoin is not the answer, and it will never be the answer. Not financial advice, but just a personal opinion. It's great that Bitcoin was the first one. It's great it's a store of value, and it's great there's price appreciation. But at this juncture, it is still a speculative asset, and it has no real use case other than maybe a store of valuable, i.e. digital gold. But it is too volatile. And whilst it looks like this shiny object in the room that's drawing attention at these unprecedented high levels, it is not the answer. And for those of you that follow me on my channel, and you know what I feel the answer, and what I would say, real digital assets that have the scale, the ability to cope with the demands of introducing a brand new digital financial system. As I have been saying on this channel, if we're talking about cross-border payments, interoperability, to me it is obvious where this all leads. XRP, Ripple are solving a real world problem. Cross-border payments, interoperability at speed, at scale and sustainability. And XRP, alongside the XRP ledger, seems to me to be all of the money. When we talk about sound money, we're talking about gold and silver and other precious metals, and this further highlights the use case of XRP in the world of payments and remittances. Swiss Gold, a leading bullion dealer, is now allowing their customers the ability to pay for their bullion with altcoins such as XRP, as it states on their website. Swiss Gold is now accepting payments for gold and silver purchases in the cryptocurrency XRP. It further states all product pricing is available in XRP, and the payment processed by XRP is done very, very quickly. As we have mentioned before, 2021 will be the year of the digital asset.
The standard of the Internet of Value. Global liquidity to any market, any country, any place, anywhere. Fully exchangeable to any currency, asset, or commodity. Transactions are settled in 4 seconds. XRP is traded 24/7, 365 days a year, everywhere in the world. Removing friction from global trade, removing barriers, removing borders. XRP transfers value anytime and all the time. From you to any place on Earth.